what's your idea on the government giving people, low-income earners, land to live and allow them to pay the taxes?
I don't have an issue with it. I think that land is very expensive. I think home ownership is very expensive, and that is a privilege that lots of Jamaicans did not have, especially beginning. If you look on Caribbean history, you'll see that a lot of the land that we were given, it was a very unfair deal. I mean, yes, of course, they were getting freedom, but the amount of land that they were getting was not a lot. So a lot of Jamaicans were displaced from the very beginning. So we didn't have the privilege to have true home ownership.
You have vote back for Anju Wellness?
No.
Why?
So if you can alleviate some people and give them the land that they need, then that's okay. And especially when they're going to pay taxes anyway, so that's good.
Okay, so what's the idea on crown land? Meaning that the land is owned by the British, even though they are far across the seas and not really occupying the land, while locals here don't even have lands to build a roof over their head.
It is, I think it's an injustice overall, because at the end of the day, when you think of the crown, the British, they don't have independence. It's not their colony anymore. And I think the fact that there's even a governor general is problematic in and of itself. I think we really need to step away from that, and everything that's connected to that, which includes crown land as well. The land of the people should be for the people who are currently living there, and from as far as I'm concerned, we're independent, so they shouldn't really have any land to begin with.
Okay, should your personal belongings be seized if you owe land taxes?
Personal belongings? I guess there should be some consequences for your actions. Absolutely. I'm not sure of the technicalities of it. What possessions are we talking about?
You like car, whatever the government can hold on to be, withheld from you until you are able to. Like car, any asset you have, like maybe a business.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I guess if they're breaching the laws, then that's a consequence of breaching the laws for sure.
Okay, is it okay to be called a squatter in the land that you were born?
No, I don't think so. Especially if the land was unoccupied, especially if the land that was here, no one's been living there for years. I think that's quite hypocritical to call them squatters, in my personal opinion.
Okay. So in your opinion, what makes a person really own a piece of land? Their name on the title, or a person actually being on the land, occupying the land, taking care of the land,
See,
are they more the owner than the person that has a title?
no, that's where it's so interesting that you ask that question, because I think legally speaking, in terms of what we have currently in Jamaica, once you stay on the land for a number of years, that land is technically yours, and there's a reason for that, because you're upkeeping it. There are money that you're pouring into your property, like any other home ownership. And even though you're illegally there to begin in the beginning, if you accurately by law can prove that you have been on the land, you have tended to the land, that is your home, then that's just your home. Why now, after so many years of living on this land, you want to displace these citizens? You should have been, in my personal opinion, if you really cared about this land to begin with, you honestly should have been stricter with the laws from the beginning, instead of waiting so many years for that to happen.
Okay. So, all right. What pops up in your head about the fact that when you buy a piece of land, you actually see landholder on the title and not landowner?
Yikes, I didn't even know the difference. I thought you were a landowner. That would be reasonable because you bought the land. Even then, that's even the details, the devil's in the details, because why are you not an owner of the land even though you buy the land? There's obviously some inconsistencies there. So it's even unfair even if you buy it. So how is it that you're not an owner even though you have bought it? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like whether you're a squatter or not, if you have proven to have tended to the land, poured into the land, bought the land, then that is your property. Especially if you have not been, mindful and diligent over your piece of property to begin with. Why was someone able to live on this land for so many years and you were not aware of it if that is your property? I don't really understand it.
Okay, so thank you for your opinion.
Oh, you welcome.
Alright, so I'm supposed to say now.
No,
What
I'm just
I
gonna ask you
think.
some question. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so good evening, darling. Alright, so we'll just give you some information based on the needs, the new identification system. So what's your thought about the government and the new ID system?
Well,
Yeah, put your mind.
it sounds like a good idea, but then you have to have plans and ways in which to implement it. Remember, Jamaican people is not huge on changes, so they have to go come good and try to implement it and say, okay, this is the way forward. Even though when you travel, you will see stuff like this where you have to follow, and in order for us to reach their level, I think probably that's what they're going to have to do. But it's just, I'm just concerned about in terms of the implementation, in terms of whether it's going to be a cost or anything, because sometimes when government push out things, sometimes there are hidden things to it and that we don't understand, and we need to be educated about it.
Well, we know that it will be free. So, and it will surpass, so you won't need other forms of identification. It will be the number one form of identification. So you won't need, it will stand as your driver's license, as your passport, as your TRN, as your national voter's ID. So it will cover all of that, and as the government say, it's free. But but you think that most Jamaicans will like that though?
Probably not, because we are looking at things and not free. Some way, shape or form, something you have to go pay for.
So being that you say that, can we trust the government with our personal information, and that they won't mishandle it, or any person that need use of it? Say for instance, you're looking at job and they have this information in our system which should match the information on your ID. You think that you can trust people, other business places with that information?
Well, probably to an extent, because there are so many farmers scamming and all of that is going on. It's going to be hard for people to trust that. People use those delicate information to do other things, and it's going to really come a hard way to prove and say, okay, this is the way to go forward. So that's what I think.
Okay, well, you think the government is focused too much on advanced technological things, and poverty is still knocking at many people's door?
I mean, apart, that is just one aspect. We have other problems and issues that need to be resolved and to go forward. And if you're going to put all resources and capital into that, that's people not going to just look at it and say, okay, I just that alone we have other issues. We have people who don't even have jobs. You have to look at all of those issues before you try to implement stuff like that. Remember, my opinion in terms of Jamaican, and not there's a high level of literacy, and in terms of understanding and changes and going forward, and it's going to be a hard task.
Okay, but if the world, if that is what the world is doing, and Jamaica is trying to be a first-class country, you think don't you think that it's important for us to keep in line or keep in touch, or say, with the world and what the world is really, where the world is really going?
Yes, it is, because you see, when you travel, you don't have a choice. You're going to have to, especially if you want to leave from here to go abroad to build life. All of those changes, things like using a credit card with cash base is not as much as out here. You're going to have to use that system. So it's a good idea and everything, but it's just the form of implementation of how we're going to go about it.
Okay, they say it will be illegal not to accept it. What do you think about that? Is that some form of force, or you think that this idea is very beneficial for individuals, so they should just take it, or you think it's being forced?
Well, some of us are going to look at it as force, as I said. Not everybody entertain changes.
Okay, put the mice.
Not everybody entertain changes.
Okay, so do you think that some of the old ways of doing would stay around for the elderly who might not understand these technological ages?
No, it have to change eventually, because the way of the world is IT is advancing, and you have to go with it. So it's like you're going to be coming out of Stone Age. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can't like you have some government sectors where you have in terms of storage and what they do with their documents, they're still doing the paper trail. It should be a place where we should be at that if you go like to say a police station and if you type in your name, all information is supposed to come up with you. So it's a plus, but it's just how they implement it and go about it.
Okay, so for last and final, you think this new ID system is a good ID system and you will be willingly accepting it?
Why? To an extent. As I said, I would have to understand how they're going about it, and they would have to put security measures in how we protect our information, because data information is very important and it's critical. People can use it and do anything.
Okay, so since you're so willing to know more about it, will you actually take the time out to do some more research?
No, yeah.
Okay, so thank you for the information.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, even my brother.
Yeah, man, bless you.
What's your thought on giving low-income earners? You see, the government giving low-income earners land, you understand? Like free land and allow them to pay the tax.
Yeah, man, I think it's a good thing government are doing, but...
No, if that should happen, what do you think about that? Just in your opinion, what do you think about
Yeah, I think it's a good thing them do, but the thing when I don't like with what them do, when they give people them a land, we hear say after a while, like if the people then drop out and then think that, like the land are going to take way back from the people them. I don't understand that part there.
So what's your, alright, what do you think about crown land? Being that the crown lands are land owned by the British, you understand? Or by the Queen. What do you think about them owning land and they are so far overseas and not even occupying the land? And the locals here want the land, you understand? And them even have to buy it, them can't get a piece free.
I feel say that a big problem in the country where make people suffer too. A whole heap of people there on the road that walk up and down. Now no house to live. Picnic baby, whole heap of people homeless. So I don't think that's right. You see me?
So in your opinion still, is every man entitled to a piece of land, free land for him and his family?
Yeah man, I think that is a possibility because so many free land all over the country now use just a waste and people could have farm or people could have built up house and invest and start a life. You see?
If you can't pay the land tax, you think that should your personally belongings be seized by the government if you owe land tax?
If you owe land tax, yeah. I don't think that should happen. You see?
Okay. What's your idea on calling someone squatters in the land that they were born?
When you're calling somebody squatters, it's like you said a person there just come take over a land and just live on it free. So and a film land and then something.
Yeah. Alright, in your opinion, what makes a person own a piece of land? A piece of paper saying that you're the holder, or really a man who is step on the land and occupying the land and taking care of the land? Which one of those really make you the owner of the land?
A man who step on the land, taking care of the land and then sitting there, you see me? Likewise, paying tax for the land too, you see?
Okay. Alright, so what's your thought on knowing that you spend your money and buy a piece of land and when you look on the title, you see holder upon it and not owner?
That is a bad thing. That is a bad thing where them are bringing. I don't like that.
Why you don't like it?
The person who pay tax and dep on the land how long after how much years, him supposed to be the owner of the land, not holder.
So if him hold the land, who you think really own it?
Eh?
Who you think own it?
The government man, taxpayers.
So what's your advice to government about land and people that actually need somewhere to live right about now and can't buy a piece?
I think after a while when the people them are pay land tax, after 10 years time, 5 years time, I think the person supposed to be able to own that land.
Yeah, because they put an amount a year, but you would want it to be 10.
Yeah, it would have to be 10 because, 10 years are a lot of years for somebody dep on a place living plus spending their money. You see it?
Okay, so thanks for your opinion.
Yeah man, my respect, one love.
Yeah, so let me ask you a question. Is education free?
Depends, because like the primary school and the infant,
yes, it's free for them, but as long as them are go in at the high school, as long as them are go in at the high school part, yeah, them have to pay a little much.
It's get expensive.
Yes.
So how do you manage with your kids when it comes on to, like, say, back to school time?
Right now, me I get grand. Me do have no kids going to school, but me have grand. Back to school now, we tried from early out, meaning so we start by from early out. As this is school locked by June, we start by from July. You buy a little, so you have a little money, or you get a pay this week, depends on how your income coming in, you start to spend. That's it now. Fully come down upon you August month end.
So how do you see school fee? Meaning that if it's a government institution and we pay our taxes in every little way, you know, everything you buy, you pay taxes on it. You think then school fee thing should be eradicated, but some people say that it does help the school, you know, in a way. But you think the school fee thing should be, we shouldn't pay school fee?
I don't think so, you know. You see the little money we are pay for true. Remember say the school have to clean. Government no business with that part. The school have to clean. Remember toilet them have to have people who clean out toilet. That's what you call it, restroom.
Yeah.
Clean up the school, the classroom and so them have to pay all of them something then. So therefore, yes, we have to pay a little something. Okay, we have to pay something. Everything we want to free.
Alright, so if education, you know, so hold on, if educated people is the future of Jamaica society, you see?
Yeah.
You know, they are the future. You think government should help parents that have high performing children? Think government should help send them to school, help parents with them?
I think they are doing their best. The government is doing their best. Its best.
Okay.
Yeah, Anju is doing his best. What's a now for what you call it? The art. And put art out tight then. Back to the school thing where you are talking about. Yes, the government are doing best. So we have to try to. We can't just look for everything free. We go foreign and everything never free up there.
Okay.
So we have to put a little thing towards the school thing too. Yes, you have some parents can't afford. But if they get up and say, boy, they might push out, it can work out.
Okay, so we Jamaicans will love to run and claim our people when they do well internationally on an academical level or whatever level, sports level, entertainment level, you know. So you think we should, the government should really have a system where it goes around and trying to find these utmost performing people and kind of more invest in them. Since then, everything is a business. So if we can, if we can run our same music on a global level, which can benefit our country, you know, for example, like reggae music is an industry itself.
Yeah.
So you think that even music, government should focus more on music and you know, sports and entertainment.
Yes, I think
education.
I think so, but sometimes we the parents inside or the family member, the guardian, have to push to and then seek help then. Sometimes them no know, you know, the government no know or whosoever in a power or whosoever no know. So we have to push out and find the ways and the means and say, boy, the government place here, the office here, give something towards the kids and for uplift the kids or whatsoever. So yeah, we have to push out. We can't sit down and think say it go just. The government go see it from afar. We have to come out.
Okay, then say something to the government that you would like for them to implement in the educational system.
In educational system,
that is of some beneficiary to the people. You know, I was saying about helping parents.
Towards,
yeah.
Well, what me really want them help. When me sick, cause me out here sell every day. The little younger one, them up on the street, even use the police and take them off of the street. Them leave from school, none of them not go straight home because them parents, either them not under no parental guide or whatsoever, and clean them off of the road. Them walk up and down too much and them idle too much, and as when my granny used to say, idle dog worry sheep, or idle sheep worry dog. So therefore, the government to try use some of the police them, yeah, and
clean up, get rid of some of the idle schoolers them when school over, make them find them home.
So you don't think that nowadays the children are raising the parents rather than the parents raising the children?
I think so. In a some home. Some of the home them the picnic them are raise the parents. Because I see young picnic out here, a thief where they should live out here, a thief. Yeah. So where the parental guide this so? I don't see it. You understand? And then say broke the tree when it's young before it reach old. Yeah, because I have 2 sons and I know all at school me go beat them.
Okay, so thank you for your honest opinion.
Blessings.
Hot Water Channel, straight to the max. Bring the thing to the people then. Original generous speed. Same way. Man, big up Hot Water Channel. Enough ice cream. Yeah man, big up yourself.